things that I use every single day. Things I don't really talk about a whole lot, and just things that simply make my life better. So today I'm going to share 10 things I cannot live without. You're probably going to get some insights you didn't even ask for. And interestingly enough, none of these are skincare related. These are what I would say are Mary related. And I can almost hear Gary's eyes rolling behind the camera right now. No, you wouldn't do that. Okay, so as far as Gary's concerned, the list should be Gary. Very
disappointed it's not Mary.
So we're just going to say it goes without saying that Gary's at the tippy top of the list, but he's not actually on this list today.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So number one is definitely going to age me. It's a leather organizer. You guys, I am seriously old school. So even though I use the calendar and the notes and the tasks that are on my phone as well as my computer, I'm just a tactile girl. I love a Post-it and a good old-fashioned pen and paper. And of course, highlighters. Yes, I am that girl. I bought my first leather organizer when I was 16. I was on a trip to the UK with my dad. He used to do some work there when I was a kid. And I bought one in a shop called Next. And I was just hooked. I have had every Filofax, Franklin Covey, Daytimer, Fields Notes, you name the system, I have had it. We are talking 35 years of leather organizers in my history. But this guy is my favorite. And it was actually a recent Prezi from Gary for my birthday. And it's my favorite because it was totally customized. It is from a company called Paper Republic. I believe they're based in Austria. I was able to pick the size, the configuration, the leathers. There are 4 different leather colors in here, as well as the stitching color. It's just a work of art. And the smell, I'm just a leather girl across the board. I take this thing with me everywhere. Love it. Okay, next up, we are getting a little personal. Number 2, we're talking Hanky Panky. That's a name brand. These are my knickers. Gary's eyes just got really wide. I have honestly worn no other knickers since probably 1996. These are expensive, but they are perfect. They're lace thongs. They are super low-waisted, which is my particular jam. They do not dig in at all. You don't see them, you don't feel them. And if you do happen to see them, they are really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna hold up a pair. See Gary's face.
Surely you should be into Mary.
I am not putting them on. Well, I mean, I'm wearing them, but you're not gonna see them. So these are my knickers. These are they. They come in a million different colors, and I'll tell you, they last for years. And probably it's because I don't put them in the dryer. By the way, I don't really put many of my clothes in the dryer at all. I have them in every color, and it can't be true. They probably have 50 colors of these. I have never and will never buy another pair of knickers. Just in case you're curious, this is the style number 4911, which is their low-rise thong. They do have a 4811, which I bought by accident, and it's their sort of original higher rise. So, you know, buyer beware. There is no better knicker on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I know Victoria's Secret and a lot of other brands do similar ones. They just aren't the same. Hanky panky all the way. Okay, so while we're on the subject of delicates, number 3 are what I call my non-bras. They are silicone nipple covers. Now, I don't think I've worn a bra for 5 years. You know, I actually don't need to wear a bra. I am part of the itty bitty titty committee. I don't need any kind of support. I just need to not have my nipples on display. Now, having said that, I was very pleasantly surprised on a recent trip to France that the girls were going bra free. I mean, they're just walking around in white t-shirts, letting it all hang out. Made me want to move to France. Free the ladies, I say. Now, there is no particular brand that I'm loyal to here. They all seem to work about the same, which is so-so, which is okay. I get them from Target, Amazon, pharmacies. I purchased the expensive ones from like B6 and Nippies and Candy. I don't know, they're all kind of the same. You wear them, you wash them, and you re-wear them, and eventually they stop sticking and they fall off after about 3 or 4 months. Generally when you're wearing them, which is not great. So if any of you can recommend a particular brand that really, really works, I would love to know, because I'm constantly buying and replacing and wearing, because I wear them every single day. Well, every single day that I have to wear something. That's the beauty of winter. Half the time I'm not wearing anything. Okay, next up, I would probably put in an accessories territory. Now, not exciting fashion accessories, but the functional things that I use on a daily basis. Number 4 is the pop socket for my iPhone. You know, I never wanted these when they became popular and they were sort of a thing, but I accidentally discovered that it solved a hand pain that I was getting from holding my phone. So I have small little hands, and my left hand was becoming painful, probably just from the sheer usage of the mobile phone. You know, I started to wonder, is it carpal tunnel? Do I need to go see a doctor or something? But I just tried one of these for a short amount of time and the pain completely went away. I was very surprised. So this guy is MagSafe, so it sticks right onto the back. Now I do have to take it off when I charge my phone at night because my charger is magnetic, as is the one in my car. But sure, it's no whoop, it's just on and off. It's great. They come in loads of colors if you're, you know, adventurous. Clearly I am not. I am boring. Mine is in black. But I love this thing, and if I don't have it, like sometimes it's fallen off, can't remember where I placed it, that kind of thing. I notice it and I hate it. So I love this little guy, worth every penny, and I actually think it saved my hand. Number 5 is equally boring, but very practical, particularly for the stuff I do here on YouTube, and that is my selfie stick. I do not use it to take selfies, which maybe I should be taking selfies, I don't know. But I use it to take videos and photos and stuff for my Instagram Reels or YouTube or whatever. And it's great to take with me when I travel because I'm always trying to do things while I'm away just to get a bit of footage, and it's perfect on the plane. So I put it on the little tray table and just clip my phone to it so that I can watch whatever I've downloaded. So it's lightweight, it's compact, it's really sturdy, and the beauty is that it works in both portrait and landscape modes. And that is worth noting that not all selfie sticks are created equal. This is probably my 4th one. Now, the first one that I got, which was probably 4 years ago, and yes, I used it to death, it was great. The second one I discovered a little late. It only worked in horizontal mode, which is great when you're filming for YouTube, but not when you're doing reels or verticals. And it was a shame I didn't know it until I got it. So the third one was completely unstable. As soon as I put the phone in, it just fell over. So that was a complete dud. But this is probably the best one I've had so far because it seems the sturdiest. It has the best base to it, and it costs less than 20 bucks. So no brainer. Okay, the next item completely horrifies Gary. It's a new edition and I am completely obsessed. His eyes are like, what could she possibly say? Number 6 is my Kindle holder. The shaking of the head is happening right now. So I read every night when I get into bed, right? And I love my new Kindle paperweight because it has this dark background and it doesn't disturb anyone, Gary, that might be sleeping beside me, because I do wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and I just read in order to go back to sleep. Anyway, I am a back sleeper, so I find it a real pain in the ass to just sit here and hold my Kindle in front of me while I read. Now, if I was a side sleeper, I'd just prop it up against a pillow or something and be fine. So I bought this extending arm situation, and I think Gary may want to sleep in a different room from now on, but you know, we're adjusting. Now, I personally think it's pure genius. Now, it does look like some sort of torture device, but boy, does it do the trick. But he's quite heavy. I got it thinking that I'd be able to take it with me on holidays, you know, reading in the sun lounger next to the pool, but I don't think so. I actually think Gary's just waiting for it to fall on my head in the middle of the night so he can say, I told you so, you crazy person.
No.
You wouldn't say that, no. Now, it's pretty stiff and it's quite hard to move, but that's what's great about it because it means it's not going anywhere. This thing isn't going to flop around once you find the right position. And the attachment, the base, is fantastic because it's really sturdy. You know, it's not one of these kind of clip-on things. It's a real, you need to really tighten it into place. I love this thing so much. Amazon strikes again. So before we move on to the next one, if you're enjoying this video, I would love if you would hit that like button so this video reaches more people, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, so number 7 is more sentimental. It's my jewelry, and in particular, my gold jewelry. Now, I was always a silver gal, like my whole life. Silver, nothing but silver, layering loads of things. But you know, the strangest thing happened when I turned 50. It was like I was hit by a Mack truck and I started getting sentimental. Thank you, menopause. And I started wearing jewelry that I'd never worn purely because it was passed down to me or given to me by family. Like all of a sudden, it started to matter. So both of my grandmothers liked and collected jewelry, and I had a number of pieces that were literally just sitting in a drawer. And then there were a number of things that my dad had given me over the years, like for my 18th and my 21st birthdays, for my high school graduation. And I just never wore them because they were the wrong color. Sounds so stupid when I say it out loud. And now you will never see me without gold jewelry. And I also started to collect a little bit during COVID. And there are a couple of vintage and antique sellers in the UK that I met on Instagram. And by the way, pre-loved pieces are so much more affordable in general. I prefer to buy everything pre-loved if I can. I mean, that's clothes, furniture, cars. Because I think then they kind of have a story and their own history to them. And everything that I wear is real gold. 9 carat is the most common over here, whereas 14 in the US. I don't buy vermeil, I think that's what it's called, or any other coated metals. I want pieces that last, that I can sleep in, that I can shower in, that don't tarnish or fall apart. I do have a fashion piece here or there, but not too many. Like this ring right here. Not this one. This is actually a fitness tracker, but this ring right here, I picked this up in a tiny town in the wine country in Northern California this summer. And it's not real. It cost about 25 bucks. Of course, I'd love it to be real gold, but I haven't seen anything or come across anything like that. And the other thing is that no 2 days do I wear the same pieces. I have a variety of charms and necklaces and earrings and bracelets. I combine bracelets to make necklaces, and I make necklaces longer by adding bracelets. So I tinker around a lot. Jewelry is also a fantastic fashion piece. You can really change the look using jewelry. But it's really more than that. They're just like my little security blankets, and I love them. And I love that there are stories and connections. Like this stone right here belonged to my great-grandmother, and Gary had it reset for me for my birthday, and it's probably one of my most treasured possessions. This is my favorite little skull. I love skulls. In fact, I think this is a skull too. It just isn't as obvious. So I wear different chains depending on my mood, and like none of this is about monetary value at all. It's all sentimental value. Okay, so the last 3 on my list are actually items that go together. And they're probably the most important things on this list because they relate to sleep. As Gary can tell you, sleep really matters to me. It's far more important in my 50s than it's ever been. And trust me, you would not like me without sleep. So item number 8 is my sleeping mask. I have slept with a mask for 35 years. I mean, it started my senior year in high school, and I have used one ever since. And more than one. I've had hundreds. I've tried every single mask on the market. See, for me, it's all about the light. I think I'm part vampire. And I would sleep in a coffin if I could, or a room without windows. The slightest sliver of light, like from an alarm clock or a mobile phone or from the bathroom, will keep me awake. It is most unfortunate. And I would not be lying or exaggerating if I told you that I have no less than 15 masks in this house right now. They are in every suitcase. Trust me, I've learned that lesson the hard way. There are 4 in my nightstand. There is 1 in the wash, and more backups than I care to think about. I have heated ones, cooling ones, silk ones, airplane ones, and even fancy ones with like Bluetooth, which many of these I was sent in PR, by the way. Yet the one that I keep using the most was less than 20 bucks on Amazon. This is it. It's floppy. It washes really well. It costs less than 20 bucks. And this is what this guy looks like when it goes on, because I'm telling you right now, I see nothing. I see nothing. It works. Okay, item number 9 is a fan. Yes, a fan. If you know me, like in real life, you will know about Hurricane Mary. So just as I've slept with a mask for 35 years, the fan goes back even further. I grew up in Florida. It's hot, and I always had a fan as a kid. But some would say it's more than just being used to the fan. I cannot sleep without a fan. I mean, it's part noise, it's part wind, whatever the reason, I need a freaking fan when I sleep. So we splurged a couple of years on the Mac Daddy of all fans, which sits on my nightstand, and it's the Dyson Pure Cool Me. It's great because it's the quietest out there, and you can also sort of target the airflow. I mean, not completely, but more so than some of the other big ass fans. I've also had pretty much every fan you can imagine on a bedside table over the years. But there is also the travel component. Yes, I travel with a fan. I have one for the US and one for Europe because they have different voltages. But I got a new one this year and it works for both. thanks to USB charging. It's lightweight, it is battery operated, it lasts for about 6 to 7 hours, it has flexible positioning, and it's pretty darn quiet. But the best thing about it is that it's super slim, which means it takes up no space in the carry-on. This, my friends, is another Amazon winner. And the final item on my list, item number 10, is my pillow. I think I actually have talked about this quite a few times on this channel, but I really can't have a things I can't live without video without mentioning my pillow. It's the Olla pillow from Sleep and Glow, and this is specifically for back sleepers. Now, I've talked tons on my channel about the benefits of back sleeping. Not only do you get fewer wrinkles, and by the way, my chest wrinkles are gone entirely, it helps with spinal alignment, it relieves neck pain, it reduces congestion, it improves breathing. Anyway, the list goes on and on. The reason I like this pillow so much is that it just nestles, it just surrounds my head so that it doesn't flop over. It is so cushy, it is non-intrusive, and I just feel supported. So like my little head kind of goes, ah, as I'm sleeping. And the other main thing for me really is the rise on the neck, because many of them are too high, so I end up waking up with neck pain. This is low enough and supportive enough of my neck that it's almost like it's not even there. You do not realize how well supported you are and how comfortable you are until you wake up in the morning and you don't have pain. This is just, there's no substitute for this pillow in my opinion. But I know how difficult it is to learn to do. Now, it took me about 18 months to master it, but now that I have, I will never go back. But getting the right pillow is actually crucial. And I've tried quite a few, but I always ended up with neck problems. I think part of that is because I'm on the short side. But this is definitely an investment piece. But in my opinion, I would pay just about any amount of money to get good quality sleep. Now, I do know that back sleeping isn't for everyone, so if you're a side sleeper, then I have to mention the Omnia pillow, and that's what I used before I found the Olla. And it's designed specifically for people who are side sleepers to keep you from smashing your face into a pillow, because that definitely causes wrinkles and lack of facial alignment and all sorts of things. And I also have their silk pillowcases. They are just so good. It's good for the hair, all that good stuff. Now, I do have a discount code, by the way, if you want to check any of those things out. So guys, that is it for today's video. I know there are a lot of random stuff in there, but these are the things that I use every day. These are the things that I value. These are the things that make my life easier. So I would love to now hear from you. I mean, do you use any of these crazy things? What are your go-tos? Like, what are those things that you cannot live without that just make your day-to-day life just so much more enjoyable or easier? I could do a ton of these videos, by the way. If you have any interest in seeing more, let me know. I mean, there are kitchen utensils that I could not live without. So many other things. So let me know if you are interested in seeing another video. So thank you so much for joining me here today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. Now you got to keep track of things to make sure I'm not falling apart. Because if I fall apart while I'm filming, I don't even notice.
You got your hair done, Mary.
I did, thank you. It's nice, doesn't it? I love getting my hair done.